Normally, I'm absolutely infuriated by rule breaks, and last night I was, but thankfully, there is light at the end of this tunnel. Big Brother UK 2025 episode 31, and last night we seen Zila and Frida leave, and Caroline was like, why is Richard staying? Could it be because I've been treating him like absolute shit? Maybe I should start being nice to him now. Now, I love Richard, but admittedly, the reason I voted for him to stay is because she's been blatantly bullying him. Had she just kept her mouth shut, Richard probably would have gone. When Zila was evicted, Caroline turned round and went, "Oh, look at Richard. Oh, he's happy or whatever." She was absolutely fucking raging. How dare Richard have a glimmer of hope or light in his life? He's just got to be miserable because of that fucking bitch. Richard's been saying since the start that he thought he would leave first because he's older. So he was actually sitting like shocked that he was staying, and he looked as if he actually cared. Now, people can say Richard's playing a game or whatever, but Caroline has openly admitted that she's playing the game, which is fair enough. It is a game. On the Late Live show, Zila says that she openly says she wanted the money, and Frida says that she's told me that she wants to win. And again, I genuinely don't think there's anything wrong with that. So Jenny's like, "Oh, Richard, oh, like, well done, you're staying." And then she says to Caroline, "He's in here because of you." So we know that Jenny's going to get a lot closer to Richard now. Elsa was in the snug with Sam and Nancy, and she was saying, oh, talking about like seeing demons and that, and she says, "Oh, tonight I seen a demon in somebody. I don't want to say who." Who could it be? I wonder. Caroline was in the diary room talking about the eviction, and she says that she missed Frida, and like she was really talking about her, like, oh, she loved it in here, and she brought fun to the house, and she loved the hot tub, and her wee legs would go and all that. And a lot of people were saying that Caroline is racist, right? But I mean, she was genuinely talking about Frida as if she really liked her. And when Frida came out the house, she says that Caroline was her best friend in the house, but she couldn't have been that much her best friend because she didn't save her. And not only that, when Faye Shola was in the house, she thought that her and Caroline were good. Wrong. But anyway, Caroline seemed genuinely upset and she was crying. Now, what I will say about Caroline is I might not like her as a person, right? I'm happy that she's going through this, like she's developing in life and she's learning about herself and all that. Amazing, right? Does she come across as a nice person? No, absolutely not. But I love the way she dresses. That like kind of shiny leopard print jacket that she had on, that was speaking to me. The red like dress thing that she had on, like she's really got a lot of nice clothes. Caroline was saying that she doesn't hate Richard, but she sees something in him that's not good. The problem with Caroline is she can't accept that some people are nice, and okay, we all have nasty thoughts in our head at times. We all bitch about people. Do you know what I mean? Like, everybody's got some sort of nastiness inside them. But it's just annoying her that Richard doesn't show it. He doesn't lose his temper, he doesn't raise his voice, he doesn't run about screaming like an absolute fucking fanny, and he doesn't break the rules. Now, I'm not a particularly nice person. I'm nice to people that I don't know, or people that I like, or people that I'm neutral about. But I would not break a rule in that house unless it was by accident. In the world in general, I don't like to be told what to do. I don't like to stick by the rules unless it's like health and safety regulations and stuff. People in work will tell you I'm always going on about health and safety and human rights. But they've signed up for Big Brother, so they know that they need to follow the rules. There's only one rule that I can think in my mind that I would break, because Big Brother would ask me to do it and I would point blank refuse. The housemates find out that Caroline has inherited Frida's eyes and Cameron has inherited Zila's eyes. And Cameron's obviously like, oh, I thought he would have left that to Sam. Talk about rubbing salt in the wound. It was time for the BB cash point, where the housemates had a chance to steal somebody else's eyeballs, and Cameron specifically went to Caroline and asked her not to take the eyeballs. And obviously, Caroline had to steal Cameron's eyeballs. She just fucking had to. So she went from being bankrupt to having 11 eyeballs to inheriting Frida's eyeballs, and then all of a sudden she had like 85 eyeballs. And I tell you, right, I was fucking raging. And in my lives, a couple of times over the past couple of weeks, people have been saying, I think Big Brother's fixed. She's had too many, like, special powers and stuff. And apparently there's a special power coming up where they can buy their way to the final. I don't know where they're getting that information from, but people keep telling me, right? So I was like, nah, she's got to fucking buy this special power again, and she's got to get all the way to the final. And I was literally thinking, is this fixed? There was a few surprises when they were stealing each other's eyeballs, and I don't know if it was mandatory, right? I don't know if it was like you have to steal somebody's eyeballs, but I was quite surprised that Tasia took Marcus's eyeballs. And I know she says it was because like her and Cameron were really good friends, but when we watch it, it seems as if her and Marcus are better friends, but that's because they're always carrying on and stuff. So in total, 6 people's eyeballs got stolen, including Cameron's, so now he's went from being the richest in the house to being absolutely skint because of this fucking disgrace of a woman. They had an opportunity to get their eyeballs back if they guessed who stole them, and they all failed basically, right? So Caroline got to keep these eyeballs, and Cameron turned around to Richard and says, I didn't think she would have the audacity to steal Zila's eyeballs. And she's like, oh, I didn't even think it like that. Because as we know, Zila's only gone because she put him up. He wasn't actually nominated. So some of the housemates were in the garden, and Elsa was talking about celebrities eating mermaids and unicorns. I've been down at all the wormholes, right? Now, I'm not saying that mermaids don't exist, but nothing like the way we think that they exist. I've looked into giants, I've looked into everything, right? So I'm like, maybe there's reasons why she believes that these things are real. And she says that they eat the mermaids, and they says, how do you know that? And she says, I've seen it on the dark, oh, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, dark web, right? You know what I'm saying. And I thought, oh, the next time I'm on there, I'm going to have to look this up because that's certainly not what I was seeing. Obviously, I just wasn't searching in the right place. Then Marcus and Elsa were talking about the Earth being flat and how you can't go to space because of the dome. Now, personally, I don't believe that we've been to the moon, or at least we didn't go to the moon when they originally said, right? But, I mean, you know, that's a whole other fucking video. At least Elsa and Marcus are on the same page, you know, they'll have something to chat about. Elsa was really upset that Jenny stole her eyeballs and now she can't speak to her mum when Jenny's already had a phone call to home. Now, in Jenny's defence, right, it was like, what, was it a minute or a minute and a half, and all she was saying was, I love you, I love you, I love you, like no conversation really, right? But she still spoke to her. Cameron, Emily and Jenny were in the snug, and Cameron was saying that he thought it was selfish that Jenny stole Elsa's eyeballs, and she's like, I don't give a fuck, I don't give a fuck. When it comes to my ma, I don't give a fuck. And I'm like, no, you wouldn't give a fuck, would you, Jenny? You wouldn't give a fuck, because she's openly admitted that she doesn't wash her bowls after herself, and if anybody said anything, she'd tell them to fuck off because it's her house. She's just so fucking selfish, and I know that she's young, right? And I do try and take that into consideration, but see, at the same time, I'm like, do you know what? Fuck off. I hope she doesn't get that call at home. When you go into a show like Big Brother, you know, it's like a team. You know what I mean? You've got to be part of a team to some degree, and she is just fucking so fucking selfish, man. It was riling me up, and I feel like Cameron and Emily are just sitting there like, aye, you're a fucking nasty bitch. And you know what? Cameron won't even nominate her for it. I would have loved it if Cameron had kept his eyeballs and he got the call to home, but that's not going to happen now. Surprise, surprise, there's another fucking rule break, and who does it involve? Caroline. She's already got in trouble for having these conversations before. Oh, who do you think would nominate me? And she says, oh, instead of saying that, we'll say, oh, this person doesn't like me. Newsflash. Big Brother's been doing this since before a lot of the people in this house were even born. Your shitty wee codes. I swear to God, like, what the fuck? What the fuck? And then they're still like, oh, I don't think he would, I don't think she would. Are they doing this deliberately? So at the time, I was absolutely fucking raging, right, because she's already stole Cameron's eyeballs, and then it showed you on Late Live what the punishment was, and I was like, do you know what? I think a lot of us have collectively manifested this rule break because it worked out for the absolute best, perfect timing. So sometimes rule breaks can be a positive thing. Let me know what you thought of last night's episode, and I'll see you again tonight. Bye!